The bill was brought to the Commons by Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner in her capacity as Minister for Housing, Communities and Local Government back in September 2024, and is a little bit of a pet project of the Deputy Prime Minister. More recently, the bill has been brought before the House of Lords by the Labour peer Baroness Taylor of Stevenage in January 2025. Now, the bill had its second reading in the House of Lords recently, as at the time of recording, and is now timetabled for committee stage in the House of Lords from the 22nd of April 2025 onwards. The aim of this session is to cover an overview of the key changes from the Renters Reform Bill into the Renters' Rights Bill, abolition of fixed-term tenancies in Section 21, reform of Section 8 and grounds for possession, stating rent, rent bidding and rent increase reform, pets and discrimination, the private rented sector database, the Ombudsman and redress scheme, as well as the Decent Home Standard, and finally summing up by preparing for implementation, advice and top tips as to how we can get our clients ready and ourselves ready for implementation. Now, before assessing the Labour government's current Renters' Rights Bill in detail, it's useful to compare it to the previous Conservative government's Renters' Reform Bill, which many of us would have been poring over previously in anticipation. Now, the main clue is in the name. The previous bill was designed to reform the private rented sector, whilst the new bill is designed principally to increase the scope and extent of the rights of renters and tenants. Now, the bottom line up front, the Renters' Rights Bill includes the majority of the key provisions of its previous incarnation, and the drafting simply expands and increases the protections, whilst removing some of the tougher, more landlord-friendly provisions and including some additional tenant protections. So firstly, let's have a look at what's staying. We have the abolition of fixed-term ASTs, new Section 8 grounds for possession, compulsory ombudsman and redress schemes, a statutory procedure for rent increases, the right to keep a pet, prohibition on discrimination, particularly against tenants who are in receipt of benefits or have children, and a range and litany of fines and civil financial penalties for breaches of various points, but also in particular the Protection from Eviction Act 1977.